These wheels are really dirty.
My kids are off for the summer, so that's always exciting.
Why do you need any more products than this?
Well,
Welcome back to another weekend wash. We have Mr. Nick from McKees and Chelsea from Attention to Details here today. We're going to be washing this Maserati, learning about McKees products, learning about Chelsea, learning about Nick. I'm excited to have a conversation with you guys, get to know you, and I got some tough questions because you got some products here, and I don't know much about them, but we've had a lot of recommendations for these products to get them on Car Supply's warehouse, so they're there, but I haven't really done my own testing, so I'm excited to talk to you and learn more about these products.
bring it on. Any question you have, I can answer.
Let's get started. So first, gloves.
Alrighty.
I know that most of these are the graphene products. So this is your newest line of products, the latest and greatest, as you said.
Yep, so at McKees 37, we have a product for every square inch of the vehicle, inside and out. And the graphene sits the top of our product hierarchy.
Okay.
The best of the best. We have our standard McKees 37 line. Then we have our ceramic series.
Okay.
And then when we perfected the graphene technology, that sits above the ceramic series. So the easiest way to describe it, Jason, is that the graphene is like ceramic on steroids.
Right.
It's juiced up even more. So more gloss, more protection, more hydrophobic nature, all the good stuff you love.
We're gonna take care of this car. We're gonna prep it. We're gonna use some of these graphene products to see. I'm hoping that this is a car that we're gonna be coating later on, but I'd like to test some of these products to see how it works and everything. We're probably missing some products out of the line because I see that we have a tire and rubber rejuvenator that we'll use on the wheels, but you have an iron remover that we should probably have and carry and use in future.
Yeah, so after this, when I get back home to Florida from Chicago, I'm going to send you a whole pallet of stuff. So
nice.
There's a lot of stuff we have, Jason, and to be honest with you, it'd fill up this shelf, the middle shelf, and the bottom shelf.
We need more.
So like I said, we have something for every part of the vehicle.
That's what it looks like.
Tons and tons of stuff. But they're specialty products. It's not like a gimmick. You know, we have products that are dialed in, like the floor mat and cargo liner rejuvenator.
Yeah.
That's just for that surface.
Yeah.
So we carry that trend into the rest of the vehicle because there's a lot of unique materials.
Absolutely. Well, let's start cleaning with the wheels. So for you guys, we got pressure washers on each side. We got some buckets with the different wheel tools and everything.
Oh, so we have to work while we're here?
Yeah, this is a part of the deal. We actually got to wash the car.
Oh. Okay.
Start off by rinsing. So, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about McKees, how it started, the history of it. Will you kind of give us the quick down and dirty of like how it all started? I know Bob McKee. I met Bob before.
Yep.
Awesome dude.
Yeah, Bob is an awesome dude.
Yeah.
So Bob started AutoGeek. Actually, AutoGeek started as a mail order catalog called Palm Beach Motoring.
Yeah.
And that transformed into AutoGeek. And all of that started in the back of a store called the Driver's Seat. It was a fine automotive accessories store that Bob created and owned several of those. And long story short, Bob grew AutoGeek from just himself in the back of the store to when he sold it in 2016. It was about 50 employees, 50,000 square feet. And along the way, Bob developed several brands under the AutoGeek umbrella, including Pinnacle and Wolfgang and Blackfire and Marine 31 and Black Label 850. And the most recent one he created before he sold the company was McKees 37. So McKees 37 was the first brand that had his name on it. So put Bob's name on it. And when he sold AutoGeek in 2016, he sold everything except for the real estate and the McKees 37 brand. And me. He took me as well. So
because this is his baby.
This is his baby, yeah.
Put his name on it.
He put his name on it, yep. So here we are having fun, manufacturing products, and the expansion continues, and we actually moved back into the old location where AutoGeek was because he's owned that building the whole time.
Yeah.
And we renovated it, and we have an awesome storefront where local customers can come in. We have cars and coffee, and we're just having fun, Jason.
That's what it's all about, man. Is that the iron remover, or is that the...
You're smelling the iron remover, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this very distinct smell.
It's very strong.
So the tire and rubber rejuvenator, it's the perfect balance of strength to where it's not going to cause the anti-ozonants to leach out.
Okay.
It's strong enough to remove the topical dirt that's on the surface.
Yeah.
Because you can theoretically, and some people do this, but it's not the best idea, you can use an all-purpose cleaner on your tires, but it's too strong often. And it causes the rubber conditioners to leach out of the tire prematurely.
Okay.
So while you're removing the topical browning, you're actually pulling more out of the tire than you want to. pulling more blooming out. So over time, it damages the tire. So
really, like dries it out.
It dries it out, yeah, and then you have this frustration where you keep applying tire dressing, and no matter what you do, the tire turns brown anyway. So it's not too strong, but it's not too mild at the same time.
Killer.
This is the iron right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's stinky.
The trick with the tire and rubber rejuvenator that I found is clean until you have white foam. It normally takes 2 rounds, would you say, Nick?
Chelsea, yeah, usually 2 will cover it.
I want to thank you guys for flying all over the country to hang out and wash this car with me.
Hey, absolutely, man.
I appreciate it.
No problem. We appreciate you having us and the support.
What's going on with you, Chelsea?
Business is doing really well. I am doing good on the YouTube channel. My kids are off for the summer, so that's always exciting to adjust to dealing with making sure I'm prioritizing them and making time for them, but at the same time, growing the business and capitalizing upon everything that comes with that. So many hats can be worn sometimes.
How'd you get into detailing?
I honestly, when my son was 2, I wanted to find a way to help supplement the income with my husband. And I didn't want to have to leave the workforce or go join the workforce and pay for daycare and everything like that. So I was trying to find a way to be able to work from home, do something that I love, do something that I was really good at.
Yeah.
And I had a passion for detailing. The knowledge came over time. But it was just an opportunity to be able to work from home, help out. And before I knew it, like it became this thing that if you'd asked me like 5 years ago if I'd be, having a growing detailing business, YouTube channel, like I never in a million years would have pictured that this would have been my life. But God just kind of opened doors and I just kept walking through them and here we are. So yeah, I mean, it's been an exciting journey. I started the YouTube channel about 2 years ago.
What inspired that?
Honestly, I just had some friends within the detailing community that were encouraging me to try it out. There weren't a lot of female detailers on YouTube and I wanted to show one, my perspective as like a mom doing this from home, and 2, show other females that they could do this and make a profitable career doing it, even if you do it from home. And so just to kind of showcase that, I wanted to show authenticity. A lot of times you would see people, showing products, different reviews, things like that, and they're doing it on a mint condition vehicle. And I thought, well, I'm gonna show it while I'm working to show real results, how it can be used in a business and give genuine feedback. And somehow it's kind of, gravitated to certain people. And I've got a really great community of followers that they're very supportive and they're all very like-minded. They're all a lot of enthusiasts, weekend warriors that they just want practical tips. They want to be able to see a product at use to know if it's quality or not. And I'm really proud of it. It's been a cool community to be a part of. Yeah.
You built up something really cool. I mean, it's like a little community that you build and you got all these friends. Most of my friends, some of them are assholes, but it's cool to be able to build that and be able to talk to them and give back something. You feel like you're, helping out somebody who needs it, providing that value.
Yeah.
These wheels are really dirty.
Yeah, they are.
There's so much brake dust buildup on this one up here. It may take 2 or 3 times to clean it. How did you get into the detailing world?
So before I was working for Bob, I was delivering pizzas. And before that, I was working for Walmart Logistics. And what happened is I saw a position on Craigslist for AutoGeek for a warehouse job, pulling and packing orders. So I thought naturally that my warehouse experience, I'd be a shoo-in for AutoGeek, but what caught Bob's eye was the fact that for my most recent job, which was pizza delivery at Domino's, I put pizza delivery extraordinaire. So Bob...
That was your job title on your resume?
That's what I put as my resume. And it's funny because at that point in time for AutoGeek, Bob was giving his management more and more responsibility. And one of the responsibilities was the hiring.
Yeah.
Bob said, I want to see the reject pile for your resumes. So I was in the reject pile. So Bob was going through the reject pile and he saw pizza delivery extraordinaire. And Bob, with his background from the New Jersey Boardwalk, entrepreneur, he saw that and he said, I got to meet this guy. So I met Bob, that intrigued him, and the rest is history. And And now I've grown from employee, which I started 12 years ago, and I'm actually a partner at McKees 37. So
You went from the reject pile to a partner.
I know, that's the American dream. You know, just like what you created, man. This is the American dream. This is the opportunities we have here in this country.
Yeah.
You know, free market system. I mean, it's entrepreneurship. It's great. So now we're just having fun, and I put a lot of trust in Bob. Bob puts a lot of trust in me, and we're just growing the brand.
That's awesome. That's killer, man. All right, wheels are clean. Chelsea's gonna
working on
finish
this
up the
last
last one. Let's fill up the buckets with some wash. We'll get some water here. Is there a particular wash soap that you want to use on this vehicle?
Well, you mentioned showing the graphene line.
Let's
We
go
wanna
take a look at our
showcase one of
cart.
those.
Graphene. Let's get into it. This stuff is not cheap.
It's not.
It is not cheap at all, and that's I mean, I saw one of these. I can't remember. Is this the one that's $150?
So that's the gallon of the rinseless wash. That's
Yeah.
$149.99. At the time of this video, now with inflation, it might be $2.99 by the time you watch it. You know, with gas, $15 a gallon. But the thing is this is more expensive than your conventional line. That's true, Jason.
Yeah.
However, all the formulas are far more concentrated. So bang for your buck, you're getting a lot for your money. So a traditional rinseless wash, for example, the industry standard is 1 ounce for every 2 gallons of water.
Yeah.
This is 1 ounce for 3 gallons of water. So right off the bat, it's 50% more concentrated. So you can say knock $50 or 50% off the price of the gallon, and that makes it more in line because of the concentration.
Okay.
Plus, you can use it. You can make a waterless wash. When you do the waterless wash, it takes half an ounce for an entire spray bottle filled with water, and that's it.
Yeah.
Have a ready-to-use waterless wash.
That's hard for a lot of us detailers to understand the difference between a concentrated and a ready-to-use product. You know,
Sure.
we see a 17-ounce bottle or a 1-gallon bottle, and we see the price on it. We're like, that one's cheaper.
Yeah. Well,
You know, but they don't take into consideration that it may be concentrated, that you may be able to get 10 gallons out of this 1 gallon of product, but if you buy a concentrate, you may be able to get 50 gallons out of it. So you put graphene just about in everything.
We have.
One surprise that I saw was graphene glass cleaner. Why the hell would I want graphene?
Number one,
My glass cleaner.
we are in the business to make money. I won't lie. Right now, graphene is the hot thing.
Okay.
And a lot of these formulas, I throw all these ideas at my chemist. I say, hey, can you do this? I don't care if some people think it's dumb, because there's people who are writing comments right now going, oh, graphene glass cleaner, oh my gosh. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that the formula is compatible and people want to buy it. So what it does is it makes the windshield more hydrophobic, okay? And it extends the coating on your windshield itself. Plus, it simply works. So there's this thing called supply, and there's this thing called demand. If people demand something, naturally, I'm going to supply it. It's like a service at your shop. If people want, convertible tops, polish underneath, what are you going to do? You're going to do it, right? If it's a business. So we're able to make it work.
People want vomit cleaned up, and I don't want to do that.
Well, there you go. But hey, if you come up with a process, but the fact of the matter is we developed a system where we're able to create an emulsion system for the graphene oxide to be in water-based formulas.
So this is graphene oxide. It's
Correct, yes. So it's a water-based formula, which is very tricky to do, and that also leads to the expense because these are more complicated from the manufacturing standpoint.
okay.
But as with anything else, you get what you pay for.
All right.
Plus,
let's
it's
go
fun.
with that.
Sometimes I can get too scientific,
No, that's cool. It's the reality of the world. People shop by price. They do, and they want to make sure that they're getting a value, and that's a part of what I love doing with Car Supplies Warehouse is testing products to say, the perfect product is going to be cheap, long-lasting, and easy to use, right? But sometimes you can't get all of that, So there's sacrifices that you're going to make. If you want something really, really good and lasts a long time, guess what? It's going to be more expensive.
And it's just like you're a car guy, right? Clearly. Just like cars. Everybody wants a $20,000 rear-wheel drive SUV with a Hemi V8, okay, and 16-way seats and air-conditioned seats and all this stuff for $20,000. That's the perfect car for everybody, okay? The perfect chemical is it's $10, but that's not reality, right?
Yeah.
So you got to give and take a little bit. If you want better, you're going to pay more. That's the fact of the matter.
Let's jump into the graphene auto wash. So when would I use this?
So normally in the real world, you would use this to maintain something that's in good shape.
Okay.
You can use it to wash a car like this that you're going to polish and coat.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, we have a product called Coating Prep Auto Wash.
Okay.
which is what you would use to prep the vehicle before polishing and coating it. But
Okay.
for the sake of demonstration, to talk about it, you can absolutely wash this car. The paint's not going to fall off. The sky's not going to fall down. Everything's going to be fine.
If I have an uncoated car, can I use this and get similar properties, hydrophobic properties of a coating that would last me to the next time I wash my car?
It will, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can use this on waxed cars, on cars with sealants. You can use it on anything.
Let's give it a shot.
Cool.
So after we wash this with graphene, it's bulletproof?
Yes, you can drive into a wall at 180 miles an hour. Absolutely.
I'm gonna go get a lighter and we can maybe see
And
if
if that doesn't work, call Jason at Car Supplies Warehouse and request a full refund.
It has been, for the last couple of years, some weird controversy with graphene and everything else.
Yeah, we don't get into any of that. You'll notice in our videos, I'm not going to make any outrageous claims, and I'm not going to light anything on fire.
So I have a question for you, Nick.
Absolutely.
So your graphene, I've seen enough videos with graphene products online, and there was one, I think Pan, the organizer, did a video where he was talking about, he had the B&B blender talk about graphene and how a lot of times the flakes are put into the products more for buzz to, show the graphene oxide resin within it. Your graphene coating doesn't have any gray within it, but I noticed like the graphene spray-on, spray-off coating does.
Yeah, so that you're absolutely right, Chelsea, in your statement, if that's indeed what Pan said. And when we were, coming up with the graphene products, I actually inquired to my chemist about that because you sent me all these samples, and I said, wait a minute, all this stuff's clear. Like,
Yeah.
How come there's no, I said, I want the graphene. Did you misunderstand me? He goes, Nick. He said, that's added. He said, don't worry about it. And regarding so no, we don't have any of the extra powdery stuff added.
Well, because like this I've noticed, is this more of the material that gives it the hydrophobics versus graphene oxide resin?
So there are some solids that you will see. That's on most of our products we make it very clear, shake well before you use.
Because Hydro Blue has the same thing.
Yeah, but that's not anything that's like added for marketing.
Gotcha. That was the only question that I had, because I know foaming wheel cleaner sometimes can get like crystals on the bottom from the materials, and that was the one distinction that I was like, that's the only product that I've seen that has the chunks, and I didn't know if that was added or if that's just the material solidifying and you got to shake it really good.
So the only thing that we add that's really not necessary per se is any kind of dye, and then we add a fragrance.
Yeah.
We don't add which
your
makes
fragrances are always amazing.
Yeah, you want that for the experience. But even
did you ever make the fast interior detailer like hanging window air freshener that I asked you for?
I haven't done that yet, but I will. You'll see that coming.
I swear to goodness, my husband has been stealing. A lot of companies have been sending me air fresheners, and he's been stealing mine to put in his truck because he uses it for work. And I'm like, I gotta get a fast interior one that I can just like, here babe, if you're gonna use one, use a good smell. He keeps taking my grape ones, and I'm like, I don't want your truck to smell like grape. Like, I want it to smell.
I'll tell you, the whole fragrance thing is complicated because, we test all the fragrances because some fragrances will actually cause a product to streak. Okay. So, I might find the perfect fragrance and then we test it and it's a streaky, smeary mess on a black car. So it's like, so there's a lot of science behind that too.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to have hydrophobics on this, or is it something that you dry the car and you'll have?
So we're gonna use I'll show you the hydro rinse.
Okay.
The spray on rinse off ceramic coating. The graphene is more for maintaining something that already has it.
Okay, cool. Okay, got it. So it doesn't necessarily have protection in it,
it's more UV protection. Doesn't have the added component to make the water super bead.
Got it, cool.
The hydrographene does that.
So I think let's clay this thing.
Okay.
Because we got to do it anyways, and then I want to see, let's get it nice and flat and test some of the other graphene products.
Yeah, the hydrographene will blow you away.
Oh, I'm excited.
Now, does this change, let's say you have a coated car, a graphene coated car or whatever, does this change the hydrophobics at all to be more sheeting when you rinse it, or is it still going to maintain the beading?
So it's going to maintain the beading, but it'll aid in the sheeting in the rinse process.
Okay. Because the graphene hydro coating, like that is some of the slickest hydrophobics that I've seen.
Yeah, the hydrographene supercharges anything.
Yeah. Is that what we're going to use to protect this, the graphene hydro?
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna clay it real quick because it'll go quick with 3 of us. What is your official title?
My official title?
Yeah.
Managing partner.
Okay.
But there's many titles.
But you're doing research and development, and you talked about earlier about writing some of the actual descriptions on the labels.
Yeah, so I do everything from the web work to the formulations, the label copy, the sales, videos, I mean everything.
Wow. How many people do you have in the company?
So right now we have, excluding our factory in North Carolina, at our headquarters in Stuart there's 5 of us full-time.
Okay, that's not a lot.
No, I'll tell you, we operate, and COVID presented some challenges with this, but we operate using the just-in-time inventory method.
Yeah.
And we have our process really dialed in, but during COVID, with supply chain issues with caps and raw materials, that proved challenging. But now that things have steadied out and raw materials are available again, we're back in action with that. So,
Okay.
but all the big stuff for like Amazon and some of your guys' bigger orders and
Yep.
and all that ships out of our factory in North Carolina. So we don't even see the product.
That's awesome that you do it all. Are you originally from Florida then?
Originally from Michigan.
Okay, so you like the North.
I love the South.
Chicago's really nice.
Chicago is nice, and I'm enjoying it so far, but I'll tell you, man, Florida is, I don't plan to ever leave.
Yeah.
God willing, I'm going to spend the rest of my life in Florida.
Okay. Yeah, you can. It's humid today for us.
Yeah, like I was joking around telling you I was
It's
cold.
air conditioning for you, huh?
Yeah, this is not bad for us. And the Hulk technique, getting that clay bar flat. I'll tell you, I still prefer a clay bar though.
Me too.
I mean, I respect the clay towel, and there's sometimes I'll use it, but
It's fast for sure.
I mean, if you're polishing after a clay towel, like, even if there's a little bit of stuff left behind,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
get it when you polish.
We had complaints from our PPF department that there were still little tiny particles on the paint, so switching to the clay bar really helped with that. Any special products that I should know about that we should be carrying that we're not carrying that you're really proud of?
I'm like a proud papa. It's like saying which kid you love the most. If I got 10 kids, like, ugh.
I can answer that question.
I'll tell you, in terms of surprise has been the rinseless washes, because from a formula standpoint, our rinseless wash and wax, which I don't think you guys carry, that's the most complicated wash formula that we manufacture. It has 9 components total. And you have all these different components that are fighting each other. And to get it where we got it, it's truly a phenomenal product.
Okay.
Really,
So we
really
get
good
that.
stuff. But I mean, there's everything. I mean, the way the floor mat and cargo liner rejuvenator works, people love that product. I mean, that's just, I go on forever. I go on
Right.
a list.
Yeah.
But it's all good stuff, man.
Okay.
We make sure everything works. It's not just like hey, let's
Right.
slap a label on it. It's like let's see a purpose for this.
Right.
Let's develop it with intentionality. Yeah. We don't just want to be another name on the shelf where it's like, hey, look, a bug remover.
Yeah. But you got an entire marine line too.
Yes, so our Nautical One line. And Bob and I have a lot of experience with that too. Yeah, so we have the Max's RV line, which is just for RVs, or motor coaches. And then we also have the Nautical One line, which is for boats. And there is a lot of overlap in those 2 lines in terms of the the similarity between the formulas. And that's not something that we hide. The fact of the matter is that guys with a boat, they're not too excited about buying something that has an RV on the bottle. Same thing with RV guys.
Right. They want something specific.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there's one that really stands out, Jason. That took a lot of time to perfect.
Yeah.
Is our extreme iron remover, and the reason why is because there's a lot of iron removers in the market,
Yep.
and you can tell the quality of their chemistry by how pungent they are with that odor.
Yeah.
Because there's that component that makes it smell really strong.
Right.
And when you buy that raw material, it's almost unbearable. So like at our factory, when it comes in, it's really almost unbearable.
Yeah.
However, we developed a process, and it's a refinement process that takes the bad stuff out of that chemical. Because right out of the
smelling stuff.
Yeah, all the bad stuff. So that chemical in its raw form is extremely corrosive.
Yeah.
And it's like very damaging for paint. But after it goes through the formulation process, it's very effective. And we don't officially state this on the label because we like to err on the side of caution, but you can let it dry in the vehicle in the sun.
Yeah.
And you're not going to experience any issues. But again, we don't state that on the label. That's
Right.
just a a tidbit, just to show how refined it is.
It
Oh,
hates
there's
me.
Chelsea breaking
It just
stuff.
hates me.
You break
It's been
it, you
doing
buy
that
it.
all day. We're just gonna go over here and just pretend it didn't happen.
We got some pretty flat paint now.
Oh, that's perfect.
Flat, unprotected paint to play with. What are we gonna go with?
Hydrographene.
Hydrographene.
Hope you brought up change of underwear because you're going to be amazed. If not, I have an extra pair.
All right, shake it up.
Shake it up, yeah.
6 months of protection.
And that's extremely conservative.
Wet cars, okay?
So it's designed for a wet car.
Okay.
It's a spray-on, rinse-off graphene ceramic. You
Have your water ready.
Have your water ready, yep. So you can use
Okay.
it as standalone or as a booster. The key to this product is, you have 2 hands, right?
Yep.
Okay, you're good.
I do.
So you have your nozzle in one hand
Yep.
and your spray bottle in the other. And do about, since this says no beating at all,
Yeah.
do about 5 sprays. Did you guys capture the flatness of this yet?
We're going to.
Okay. So you spray it
Look at
on,
that.
get it wet, and then you'll take the product and do like 5 sprays, and then immediately rinse it off. Pretty gnarly, huh?
It's nice. It's easy.
And that's on something with no protection. I mean, zip, zero, nada.
Yeah.
What
just
you
a few
can't tell
sprays.
right now, when you dry it, that paint will be super slick.
Yeah, and it
It's
dries really easy.
ridiculously slick.
So 6 months of protection, just like that.
At least, yes. Now, when it's your first time, Jason, you're going to have these thoughts like, oh, what's the catch? This can't be that good. It really is, and she can testify to that. There's really no compromise. It's chemical resistant. It's
And I can use this on wheels and everything and
wheels,
too. Makes
glass,
it super easy.
Use on everything. Guys love it on cars like this with sport, the aggressive brake pads. And you got your sprayer put it in this setting. This is the fan. There you go.
Okay.
That'll atomize it better. There
You
go.
want to make sure the panel is always wet before you do it, though.
Yep, panel's got to be wet. So the way this works is you spray it
Why
on.
do you need any more products than this?
I buy it by the gallon.
Like seriously.
Don't tell our customers that.
No, but this has become what I do most of my customers' vehicles with. If they're getting just a standard full detail,
Yeah.
they get the Graphene Hydro Blue because one, it's super easy for me. It gives them really nice results. Like they are constantly coming up and like, oh my gosh, the paint is so slick. And I'm like, if only they knew how easy it was. Like it's a win-win for me. Like once I saw that, my husband actually, I put that on his truck. And he was like, okay, if the true graphene coating that they have is anything like this, he's like, put that on my truck. Like he's super anal about his truck. So I've been using that to maintain his truck because why put the coating on? I could just use that. But it's really good stuff.
Yeah, that's really easy and I like it. If it really does last 6 months,
At least.
I don't see a reason to use anything else.
Well, like she said, for detailers like that, I mean, it's become a staple in their arsenal. And the other great thing is you can use it as often as you want. So if you want to do this once a week to this Maserati, there's no ill effects.
Right.
If you want to wait 3 months, you can do that too. I mean, I prefer if you use it weekly, but you don't really have to.
Do you use it weekly? Is there any benefit of it like actually stacking? Or?
After about 3 times, no, it's no benefit. So like in this vehicle, having nothing on there, let's say if this were your car and you wash it again next week, you would see improved result even more so then. Yeah. But after 3 times, it's not really, it's
Okay.
really beneficial.
I mean, you could do 5 to 10 cars with this?
Yeah,
would you say?
10 to
Or-
12 probably, I would
Yeah.
say.
At the minimum
Depends on the
5,
size.
for the customers that are new to this type of product, they probably get 3 cars. But the key with this, and we can't stress this enough, is when you spray it on, you rinse it off immediately. And I wrote the directions, and I emphasized that in the directions.
Yeah.
This is not something that you can spray on and then go, oh, hey, Chelsea, how you doing? Yeah, tell me about the kids. That family
Right.
doing well. You can't do that. Because
Yeah.
if you do that for experimental purposes, it actually hardens on the paint like a real coating.
Yeah.
It forms streaks like a real coating, and alcohol won't even take it off.
Yeah.
Use a compound. You can do it by buffer or do it by hand to take it
Okay.
off. So
How much is this bottle?
So the 22-ounce retails for 39 bucks. And the gallon is
Not bad for what it is. I mean, that's really cool. Are people selling this as ceramic coating jobs? Are they saying, I can ceramic coat your car?
So they're doing that, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because you do this professionally, but from what I understand, some customers are doing that as like a 6-month ceramic. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not saying that it's a, couple year graphene or whatever like that.
I offer it as like a ceramic sealant. That's just
There you
how
go.
I label it. I don't ever use the term coating because that's a whole nother category.
Expectations
for me and
really
for my
go up with
customers.
that.
Yeah.
But it actually is a coating. By definition, the product category, it is a coating.
Yeah.
But like you said, if customers see you, if a customer pulls up and she's,
Yeah.
all right, that'll be a couple $100, they might go, huh?
Right.
How come you're not rubbing something on there? You should be breaking a sweat.
Right.
Now, if you
Yeah.
have the graphene coating and you want to use that to maintain it, how frequently or infrequently would you want to use that?
Most people will use it like every other wash, every third wash. On my wife's car, which does have the graphene coating, I do it like once every 2 or 3 months, just because it's not necessary. Because the graphene by itself, the graphene coating, is so hydrophobic, you can save some product. You don't have to do it frequently. I want you to do it frequently,
Yeah.
but you don't have to do it frequently.
Well, let's say a customer gets a graphene coating, like that, the graphene coating has been one of the primary ones that I've been offering customers. They come back every 6 months for an inspection. That would
Yep.
be a great product to use after doing
Oh,
an
yeah.
inspection, chemical decon, I could do that. And it's a refresh, it's gonna keep the hydrophobics top notch. It's a great, that to me is how I would
Yeah,
utilize it.
that's your moneymaker. And for maintenance details, in your position, it makes the car so easy to wash. Nothing wants to stick to it. And when you dry it, like you said, water just gets sucked up and leaves the paint slick. Because people have an obsession with touching their paint.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. I'm always like, please stop doing that.
Well, because
Just
that's
breathe.
it's satisfaction. It's like, this car looks good. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And it's like, oh, 10 out of 10. It's how it is.
Well, I did notice though, the graphene coating by itself is not super slick. So
No.
I tell customers, if you want the slickness, that's where you're gonna get it. Because graphene by nature is not gonna be super slick.
And the ceramics in general, yeah, the actual the coating.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need the slick feeling, boom, use that.
Yeah.
Slicker than snot.
Well, Nick, I'm impressed. You guys know where you can find it, carsupplieswarehouse.com. We got some other videos that we're gonna do. We're gonna do some rinseless videos and dive into those products, so check those out. We'll put some links in the description. But otherwise, it was good getting to know you, getting to know the products a little bit better. We got a lot more products to dive in here and to go into, so I'm excited to do that. Thank you guys for watching. Check out Chelsea's channel on the YouTubes. We'll put a link in the description, down in the description for you guys. Love to hear your comments. See you next time.